Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love During Lockup, Season 5, Episode 56.
Listen, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk me through this.
All right, we're starting with Rob and Tia. They are at the hotel ready to get it popping.
Ready to get it popping.
A lot of kissing, rubbing, touching. They kick the cameras out. But the family comes knocking on the door because, what's his name? Rob invited everyone to come to the suite to hang out. But they're early. So they have to put their clothes back on. They have the family come in and just chill with them. He's in the bathroom trying to clean himself up. Rob ends up going outside with his brothers and just talking. And Tia tells the ladies that it was good. They are not trying to hear that.
No.
He is going to be paroling to Brooklyn, and it's going to take her 2 hours to get there and from there, from where she lives. Tia lays down in the room while everyone is hanging out, and she's pissed that she's not his priority right now.
Would you be mad?
I would not be mad.
Really?
Yeah, I would not be mad because the whole family's here. Like, it would have had to been a discussion. Like, when are we meeting up with the family? Like, what time are they coming? And she says they came early, so I can imagine. Yeah, it might be annoying, but he just got out of jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say give the man a little bit of grace that he wants to be around his family. You know. So.
Hey, and that's what I'm. Listen, I got the same info you got, but I'm coming to a whole different destination.
Okay.
Yes, they know I just got out of jail. Like, they know what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? And my thing is, like, why are we all meeting in this hotel room? Like, no, like, let's all meet up for dinner or lunch and things like that. Give me 3 hours to myself, and then I'll meet up with y'all later on that afternoon. Like, the day is still young. But yeah, Tia's better than me. I wouldn't answer the door. Like I wouldn't answer the doors because guess what? You're outside the door. You can't like you can't get in. It's only for the person the people that's inside the door to let people in. I just will let them out there.
Okay. So we see Kate, Hunter, and Kaylee.
Okay. Hunter
calls Kate. They're in a good place, and she believes that the right of prisoner thing is done. He says that he is done with those girls. Hunter does tell her that some girl ended up calling on like the FaceTime or whatever like that, and is trying to get him beat up. The women are heated that he broke things off, and Kate tells him he needs to report this. This girl should have charges for intended assault, and he tells her, okay. Hunter thinks it's karma for scamming all these women. He still can't bring himself to cut things off with Kaylee.
Yeah, and while we are calling the cops for Hunter's safety and things like that, I'm gonna call the cops on you for trying to pimp people. Like don't make it seem like these random women and things of that nature just reach out to him and causing him to be in danger.
Y'all were plotting.
You was plotting, and guess what? Someone is plotting on you. So that I have no empathy for them. They know what they was doing.
Yeah, so they added, I think they said about 30 to 60 more days to Hunter's sentence. Kate is going to a lawyer to find out what to do about this girl threatening to get him beat up. Kaylee is going to a lawyer to discuss how to get these additional days off of his sentence.
Oh my goodness. It seemed like he cut off everybody except for 2.
So Kate asked the lawyer, is there a way to get him out any sooner? And the lawyer says he has done well with just how he's been working and everything like that in prison, but because of the infraction with the women, that's going to be a issue. Kate tells the lawyers about the right of prisoner situation and how the woman tried to threaten him, and the lawyer says that he should notify the prison, but when it comes to this right of prisoner thing, the prisoner could say, the girl could say that they were misled to give him money, and that is wrong. That could also affect his release. His current girlfriend set up the scam for the girls. That's an issue for you being the one to set that up as well.
Criminal.
But Kate doesn't see it as a scam. She feels like the women should be clear about the terms of their relationship. There are sugar baby websites where this happens, and the lawyer says those people know they're in a transactional relationship.
Exactly.
He may have led these women to believe that they were in a real relationship and defrauded them. Kate thinks that it is Hunter's responsibility based off of how he handled the women. She just signed him up.
No. First of all, to address that in like a couple sentences.
Before you start,
go ahead.
The lawyer is concerned that Kate might be in a relationship with a career criminal.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't be concerned for her.
Yeah,
she knows that because he's in prison. So even if it's a part-time criminal, it's a criminal, right? When it comes to Kate and her being basically dumb on purpose, it's like, well, I really don't see the wrong of it is because like there's these sugar mama sites online anyway. Yeah, and they're not going to a lawyer trying to charge like somebody for like getting more sentences, getting more things added to his sentence and things of that nature. Or not the sentences, but basically talk about somebody trying to get him beat up. Like it's transactional, meaning like that's the risk that you take when you basically playing in those type of like,
arenas.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, Kate, to make it seem like everybody do it. Yeah. And also everybody's not in the lawyer office saying, hey, you should stop them. Also, Hunter know what he's doing. Like at the end of the day, like don't be concerned for her because I think she knows that he's a criminal and she knows that like she just banking on just treat me different. And I'm like, why would you bank on that? He's in prison, you know?
Yeah, in the court of Blair, both of y'all are guilty.
Yeah.
Both of y'all conspired to come together to defraud these women. And Kate, as much as you don't think you have any responsibility in the matter, you do, and you keep on talking about it, and you should hush up about it.
Yeah, the pimp goes to jail too.
Exactly.
You know?
Next, we see Kaylee talking to the lawyer about getting this extra time taken off. And the lawyer tells her, I would charge you $15,000.
God.
Kaylee thinks that it's a lot of money, but he is worth it, and she wants to hold him down. She has already put thousands of dollars into him and his situation. And the lawyer says that, I just don't want you to be taken advantage by a guy like this. And Kaylee has been hearing that all the time from her friends, her families, now a lawyer. Will she wake up?
She won't. When you say days, Blair, that days been added to his sentence, did like you specify how many
30
days?
to 60.
$15,000 ain't worth 30 to 60 days. That's just an extra month or two.
Yeah.
No, you're not worth $7,500 a month. Sorry, I can wait 30 to 60 days. You get what I'm saying?
So moving on to Sam and Crystal.
Oh boy.
Sam hasn't heard from Crystal in more than a day. He's worried something might be wrong, so he's going to go to Rita's to see if she has heard anything from Crystal.
Yeah.
Today is the day that Crystal could be up for parole, and he would have loved to go to the hearing, but he had to work. She wanted him to be there. She's upset that he couldn't be there. Crystal requires a lot of attention. She has been in relationships with women in prison because she was craving attention and was lonely. Recently, a girl has been pressing her to go on a prison date, and he would be upset if he found out that she was cheating.
Well, don't say would be. You will be upset when you find out she cheated on you.
So, go ahead.
Do you think that he should have been there at the parole hearing?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because to me, I feel like, hey, even though you did just come up there last week, right? That wasn't my parole hearing. That was just a visit.
And maybe I could work on my empathy for people in Crystal's position.
Oh, more.
It's not quite there.
Oh, boy. I'm about to say.
So if I got something to do, I don't need to be at no jailhouse, no courthouse.
Okay.
If I got to work, I'm not taking off work.
But that's your soulmate.
I'm not doing it.
Now, I understand he said that if he would have went, that would have been 36 straight hours of him being awake because he had to work a 24-hour shift.
Yeah.
And then he got to drive and things of that nature. I'm saying this. You need to start. He knew the parole hearing was coming up this day or this weekend. I'm saying, hey, I'd rather you put your foot down and say, I'm not coming this week so I can like work so I can try to be off on your parole week. But it just seems like the type of girl that Crystal is that like he can't say no.
Yeah.
Like even with the logic of him saying like, hey, dude, like this is how I support us. She just like it don't matter. Meanwhile, she's cheating on him anyway. So it just seems like she's all for self. And I think if there's anybody who knows, Rita knows that.
Yeah. And I think for Sam, I think it is out of character for him not to be there.
Yeah.
Being that the man does a lot. He buys snacks for a woman who's not going to come home until 7 years later. So I would definitely expect him to be at the parole hearing, but I'm not mad he's not there.
Okay.
I'm not mad.
We gonna work on your empathy for Crystal, okay?
So Rita heard from Crystal. Crystal is upset. Sam wishes that Crystal was more lenient and understanding. Without this job, she gets no money. He was just there the weekend before, and he feels like Crystal expects too much and is not forgiven. He thinks that something may have happened because her behavior is different. Well, Rita does tell him that Brittany is back. Apparently, Brittany is someone that Crystal dated who was in prison, was released, and now she's back in the same prison. It's possible that Crystal might want to be with a woman when she gets out. And he says that, look, some women are gay for stay, but some are gay for gay. Sam asks Rita to tell Crystal to call him, and Crystal ends up calling him on his way back home.
Yeah.
She says that she doesn't know who he is anymore, and he just blew her off.
I ain't gonna hold you. I would have hung up the phone. You ain't gonna have me as a free man, like on the phone with you talking about somewhere. I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, bye. And then you don't have no comment. Like your whole existence in prison is depending on me, right? You won't know what's going on with Rita, because I think, truth be told, based on how Rita was looking in this episode and based on what Rita did last weekend, I think she has no problem talking. I think she has no problem not talking to Crystal.
Yeah, I think Rita has her boundaries.
Yeah,
how she wants them.
Yeah, I think Rita, because truth be told, I'm trying to think, was Rita there at the parole thing?
Because from what I see with Crystal and how she treats Sam, Crystal will run you into the ground.
Yeah.
And I think that Rita's like, look, I had to raise this girl.
Exactly.
She ain't taking up no more of my time. If I do a little phone call here and there, but I'm not going down to the jail. I'm going to go have lunch with Sam.
Yeah. and matter of fact, I'm starting to think she wasn't there, because Sam was usually her transportation.
Yeah.
And Rita, and guess what? You're 100% right, because not only did I have to raise this girl, I had to raise her mother.
Yes.
Not her mother, her mother. You know what I mean? So I think Rita's like, look, Crystal is going to be one of the people that's like, oh, she's mad. She probably cut me off for a couple weeks and things like that, but she calls back. And I have no problem picking up the phone, but actually like getting dressed and going 3 hours and a half out the way, nah, I'm not doing that.
Right.
And I understand.
So Jakima and Donnie, so Jakima's at a dance class. Her kids are in school, so she just needed something to get her mind off of Donnie being moved away in this drug charge. So the teacher is a new friend that she met in the city, and she's asking her how things are with Donnie. She explains that he moved, she was taken off the visitation list, and she hasn't heard from him. She moved there to visit him, and now she can't even visit him. Donnie ends up calling her and tells her that he is 3 hours from his old jail, and I really don't know how far that is from her house at this point, but he has to stay there for 8 months. And she asks him, why is her name in this? And why is there something regarding drugs related to him? He says he's still figuring it out, and all she did was receive rent money, so she really didn't do anything wrong. He tells her that he loves her and he would not put her in a bad situation. He sold drugs to get money fast, but that wasn't his whole life. He finished high school, he went to college, he couldn't find a job, and he needed a way to make some quick money. His sentence should be over in 2.5 years, but she doesn't plan to wait on him for that long. And with him being this far away, it doesn't matter, because it's not like she can visit him anyway.
Okay.
Donnie doesn't want to tell Jakima the whole story right now, and they try to ask him some questions, and he says he does nothing wrong, but he also mentions he's on a recording line. So to me, that means like there's some things behind the story. Yeah. She's telling her friend that she wants to move back to Dallas and just wants to be done with this whole situation.
Well, yeah, whatever. Like, stop. You uprooted your sons to follow this prisoner who is behind the wall, basically. And as far as I know, the notes did not say Donnie is a detective. Right. He's an ex or currently, allegedly, a current drug dealer. So he's not a detective. So whenever I hear these criminals or these inmates on this show say, I'm going to figure it out, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. No, they already got to the bottom of it. They sent me the paper. Yeah. Like there's no red line of string you're drawing up in like your jail cells. Like, why did they catch me with drugs? Like no, you did the crime and they moved you. And many times than not, it's not a one-time incident. Right. So like, that's why I'm like, for her to fall for, or maybe she's not falling for, of like, I'm going to get to the bottom of it. No, they already got to the bottom of it, and their decision was to move you 3 hours away from your last prison. That is their decision. Yeah, my only thing is, Jakima, free yourself. You don't have to have any attachments to this man. Yeah. You didn't have no children with him. Y'all aren't married. And I don't see why you're following him around. So please, move back to Dallas. Yeah, do that. Yes. We get to MJ and Willie. Willie. Her ex-husband calls and says that he wants to rekindle something. Nice. MJ tells him no. What? They're both in relationships. He tells her, bye, baby, once they get off the phone. And she's wondering why she even answered the phone. It was a crazy phone call, but he is her weakness. He knows how to make her happy, how to make her mad.
Ami has a habit of smoking, drinking, and partying. He didn't want to sign the divorce papers at first, but MJ didn't want to deal with him being drunk every weekend. But she was actually excited to hear Ami's voice over the phone.
Ah, thank you.
Willie calls her next, and he thinks that she just wants to be in Utah because of her ex. MJ tells him she's not worried about him. She wants to be with her mom and her family. He feels like she's switching up on him, and she needs to make up her mind.
Okay.
So she starts crying. She's feeling overwhelmed, and she feels like she doesn't know what she's doing in both of these relationships. She just wanted love from anyone, and she's just trying to work through some things.
Whew.
So I think this kind of goes back to our theory about how MJ likes the attention that Willie gives her. Willie doesn't really have anything else to do, so he can be on the phone to talk to her for hours and just make her feel good.
It's almost like a distraction.
Yeah, it's like a distraction for her, so that way she doesn't, talk to her ex, and she feels like she has someone always at her beck and call when she's in California away from her family. And I really think that's what it is, and I think she's trying in her head to make it seem like it's more than that, and like Willie is like such a better man, but I really don't know how much of a better man he is, because I don't think he's proven himself.
He's behind the wall.
He's behind the wall. So I mean, if Ami's doing all these things, then definitely that doesn't seem like a healthy situation for her. But I don't know if Willie is either.
Hey, she could easily not get phone calls from her ex-husband.
Yeah.
She could easily not answer, or she could block it, but she hasn't. Right? So I think there's a rush. There's a familiarity there. But I think she's using Willie, to your point, to distract her from her vices, from her demons that she don't want to face in her everyday life. And I really don't know like what the relationship gonna be like if Willie get out. Like it's not like all these things. Like I know he'd be a protector. I know he'd be all these things. It's like cool, but at the same time, you still over here answering a phone call for your ex-husband and admitting to us that it felt good to hear his voice.
Yeah,
it's like nah.
So MJ called her brother to come over just to hang out and kind of talk through some things. Willie doesn't give her the butterflies the way that her ex-husband Ami does. He gives her that giggly little girl feeling. Ami and her weren't seeing eye to eye in their marriage. He got drunk at a family function. He knew drinking was her weakness, and him putting her in front of her weakness, she felt wasn't supportive.
That's fair.
If MJ crosses Ami, if she comes across him, she will talk to him. She doesn't know what will happen. She thinks that Willie will be a good husband, father, and protector, and that's everything that she needs. And the brother is basically saying, like, what if he comes out and he's not what all you expect him to be? And are you going to run back to Ami? MJ says that she won't. For 13 years, she tried with Ami, and it just didn't work out. But she wants to face the issue head on and actually have a conversation with Ami. But she feels like at the end of the day, she will pick Willie over Ami.
Well, you just got off the phone with him.
Yeah.
Go ahead and have the conversation. Why do the conversation got to be face to face?
Yeah. Because she want to see him.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, whenever he call on the phone and he like, I know you're in town. I can feel you. You know what I mean? That tingling down your spine. Let me just make you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, listen here, man, some vices, some demons, you just got to let them go and run away and don't go back to that state. Mama, I'm sorry. I can't go back.
Okay.
I know you're going through what you're going through, but every time I come to Utah, I end up on my knees. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, look, if she wanted to, she could easily put up boundaries for Ami, but I don't think she
don't
wants
want to.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to, and that's all I got.
That's all you got. That was pretty quick. Make sure y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. Not a lot of stuff happened this episode, but I think it's gonna pick up more in the season. But make sure that y'all subscribe, like, share, comment. We see y'all next time.
Bye.